Chika Bonu joins me live now here in our Lagos studios for this. Chika, this is the Naira rain, as it were. I'm sure you remember that but long ago. Yeah, the Naira rain. Yes. So, how will each of these businesses benefit?
Let the games begin. Let me even start from the macro, the impact of election on the economy. What normally happens when you have elections like this. One of the first things I've observed in the past is that some of the dollars that were hidden in Dubai and London and Lebanon and some other places actually find their way back into Nigeria, the banking system. So because it's easier to then during election period during the primaries, it's easier to spend dollars. But during election season,
Is the Naira?
It's Naira that
that goes down.
That goes down.
To the bottom of the pyramid.
Bottom of the pyramid. So a lot of dollars are converted into Naira. So you see a lot of dollar cash also that holdings people have been holding also changed, into Naira, because Naira is usually the language at this particular time. So we hope that there have inflows of foreign currency coming to the country. Either fiscal cash that people have been holding in their rooms or hiding their wardrobes, or inflows that they've been holding outside banks in Nigeria. So we hope that will have some impact on the exchange rate. And the other thing that happened, of course, is that the spending is spending.
Yeah,
and elections cost money.
This campaign is coming toward the end of the year when folks are getting ready to pay rent for the new year and do spending. So do you think the consumer goods market, I don't want to mention alcohol, non-alcoholic beverages, whatever.
First of all, look at transportation. The private jet people are going to have an increased patronage because they need to cover 2 or 3 states in a day, and you won't go to the airport waiting for flights. So the major people are going to be using the private jets to move around. So the PJ people, if there are any of them quoted now, I think you should start looking at their shares at the stock. And then of course the road transportation also, they're going to mobilize. They're going to move people around. So that sector is going to profit. Advert agencies, you saw what happened yesterday. One of the leading candidates took the front and back page of all the national,
So the print and electronic media,
the print media, the graphics designers, all of them are going to
have a swell time.
They're going to have a swell time because apart from the physical newspapers now, they're going to be the social media too.
Oh yeah, the
influencers also. But influencers are going to be very circumspect because influencers can disappear overnight. So they will look at their followers and then align with some of them better keep quiet or follow with the sound bite of the day. Of course event managers also are going to profit from this because of a lot of the organizing the campaigns,
logistics,
the campaigns. All the campaigns, organize the campaigns and sitting arrangements and everything.
So we're going to have a swell.
And the hospitalities also, hotels.
Q4.
Yeah. A Q4 ordinarily, normally, there's a certain impact of the end of the year businesses, activities on the economy. Now, add onto it 4 or 5 months of campaign season, and which is spending. And our media, we will also profit from this because it's going to profit from this.
The inconvenient truth.
Yeah, they're gonna push out a lot by time. So maybe our program will just be pushed away so that we'll have to.
I need to talk about money here. I need to talk about the money. But what about the other side of the coin? Naira liquidity and exchange rate pressure. Was that necessarily addressed by the MPC? It's 32.5%. Will it cut it?
Well, like we spoke about this yesterday, and we said, no matter what the CBN governor used, he said potent. Remember, all the banks today have up to today to fund their account to cover the incremental 5% of the cash reserve ratio. And so, as I said, there's no depositor, there's no customer that are going to give them that money. They're going to liquidate their transactional TB holdings and maybe their bonds. They're going to discount them. And, that's the money that has been centralized before, CBN actually will take it away permanently now, so they cannot even use it again to lend. I guess it balances everything. CBN knows that this last quarter of the year, election season, election season, the quantum of money that comes into circulation is going to be very high. But you see, what normally happens is at the end of the year, we have inward, based on experience, a lot of Nigerians are returning and coming back with the foreign currency. I hope that the traffic will increase this time because of security issues. But usually, rates drop in this kind of year because a lot of people bring in the foreign currency to change to naira to spend.
What about the intervention funds?
I saw the story that about 3 just below 4 trillion out of the 9 trillion book has been recovered. The truth is that the CBN has their work cut out. Their major work now is going to be recovery. You hear them say they're slowing down on the new foreign intervention. Understandably, because
these are loans, not grants.
But you see,
perception. I know.
A lot of Nigerians just always believe that the money is the share of the national cake, and so you have to constantly remind them
that it is not.
That is not. A lot of people have gone fine chopping the money before they wake up and realize that this money has to be paid back. But a lot of the same people who have used the money and put it in investments or in the section of the country, economy where they're supposed to have been spent. A lot of other people also converted it to dollars and did whatever with it. So CBN has work cut out, and I'm wishing them good luck. Yeah, but do recall also that I think last week they said they're going to use the GSI, the Global Standard Instruction. For our viewers, is this facility that enables Central Bank or the banks in Nigeria to track with your BVN, to track whatever you have an account. So if you're owing one bank and they take your credit money, good money, and can open account somewhere else with your BVN, the global transaction, global transaction gives authority to the banks to be able to track that money that you put somewhere to use in paying off the loan that you have. So if CBN utilizes the GSI, it will help them also in the recovery.
Interesting. But how important these intervention funds to sectors such as agriculture and power, where we need to create jobs, we need to increase productivity?
They have had very high salary impact on those sectors. See, even though some people say the jury is out, but the issue is that I've proven to a lot of people that without the intervention, without the anchor borrowers program, especially in rice, during the COVID lockdown, when we couldn't import rice, and yet we were feeding on rice and other commodities, it would have been difficult for us to survive as a country. And so that impact is there. Whether it's rice, whether it's maize, whether it's wheat, and there's still a lot of ground to be covered because there's substantial importation still done. But that has happened, and it created a job and improved the standard of living for a lot of farmers also, and the value chain. But what has happened, what has affected them has been the issue of security. And also this issue of security has impacted the repayment of the loans.
Back to the central bank.
Back to the central bank.
So we need to fix a few things within the broader and the wider economy.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chikambonu, our rice business analyst.